Alright, hello guys, it's Moses from OC Hognoses, and today is Free Tip Friday, so just sit back and enjoy the video, and hopefully some of these tips help out. So, let's start off. So the first thing I want to talk about is snake growth. I see this question constantly posted on Facebook and stuff like that on the groups, and they're talking about snake growth. So, again, this one is about a year old, so it's a good size. It's about 33 grams right now. So understand, between the first year and a half, snakes usually grow slow. Why? Because they're eating pinkies. So pinkies are just like water. So understand that they don't get a lot of nutrition from pinkies. Once you start jumping them up into like fuzzies and hoppers, that's when they're going to start growing, because those actually have meat and the bones have calcium and stuff like that, which helps snakes grow. So like, that's understandable. Once you upgrade them to a bigger meal, which is again the fuzzies, which have bones now and have some meat, as well as hoppers, they'll start growing a lot quicker. That's because they're getting all the nutrients. So that's why I said it's important to have Repticalcium to put in pinkies, because it's important for the babies to get the calcium. But again, that's why it takes a long time for snake babies to grow quicker, especially colubrids, because they're eating pinkies, which are just squishy, water filled stuff that don't have bones. So pinkies don't have bones, don't have meat. It's just pretty much all water. So understand that. That's why like ball pythons and others grow quicker, because they're already eating rat pups and stuff like that when they're like born, and they grow quickly like that. And that is a big difference. So again, this one is going to start jumping up into fuzzies, and then hopefully I can show you how quickly they start growing after that. But the same thing with hognoses. People that have hognoses after the first year, when you start feeding your females, because they grow quicker, they'll start eating bigger meals. They'll just chunk up quickly, because again, they're eating and they're getting the right nutrients. And yeah, that's the first tip. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about is snake feeding. So with a lot of snakes, when you usually come from the top, that's when they start getting scared and start hissing and start getting all jumpy and striky. That happens with all snakes. Why? Because they feel like you're a predator. When something comes from the top of their head, they feel like that's predatorial. So when you're feeding, you want to make sure you start coming from the front. So make sure you pull them out or something, and then you put the food in front of them. Do not come from above, because their instinct will kick in, and then if they see the food and they feel like that's a predator, when they smell it, they're going to react to that, and then they won't eat. So that's something you have to keep in mind. When you're feeding a snake, make sure you approach them through the front, not from the top. Same thing when you're going to pick them up. Make sure you go through the bottom to pick them up. Do not go from the top, because that creates a defense mechanism, and they react with the whole smell thing, and then they think you're a predator, and it just creates, issues. So again, that's the best thing you can do. Again, approach them from the front when you're going to feed them. Okay, so something I want to mention to have is a scale. Now, why a scale? Because you want to weigh your snakes monthly, and you want to make sure you keep track of that. Why? Because if your snake stops eating for some reason and then it actually starts losing weight, then it can be a parasite or something. So you want to make sure you're keeping track of your snakes and their growth monthly. Make sure you try to do it, that same day every month. And make sure you don't feed them and then weigh them. Make sure you weigh them before you feed them to get an accurate, growth. And again, that's really important. So keeping track is really important. And again, you could get one of these in Amazon for like $10. So I've had this for like 3-4 years and still works. So again, it's not a lot of money, and it's really helpful for keeping snakes. Alright, so for this last thing I'm going to talk about, I took out Medusa. The reason I called her Medusa is because she's really hissy like that. So she is my lemon ghost, and she is about 5 months old now. So again, it's going to take her about 2 years to get up to size. And yeah, again, it's still a year and a half away. So before I get her breeding partner, I'm going to wait till the next breeding season to get her partner. And why? Because again, if you're going to be a breeder, it can be really costly to get a pair early on. Why? Because you're feeding the male an extra year. So to kind of backtrack and kind of explain that is, again, it takes 2 years for a female to get up to size. It only takes males 1 year. And so the best thing to do is get the female, wait for her till she's about a year old, then you get the male, and then by the time she turns 2 and the male turns 1 plus, then he should be ready and she should be ready. So yeah, again, that's one of the best things to do. And if not, I'm sure you can find a ready to breed male any time of the year because they're usually more available than females. So again, that's just a way to save cost, and it's just more effective as a breeder personally. So and that really helps. It saves a lot of money with having to feed them. But again, that's one of the tips I'd like to give. And that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to see more pictures of my beautiful snakes, follow me at OC_hognoses on Instagram. If you have any questions, message me there. You could also comment down below. I'll try to respond as quickly as possible. I also want to thank all my subscribers. I'm growing pretty quickly, and I just want to thank you guys for that. Hopefully these videos are helping, and thank you guys for just sharing the videos and all that stuff. So, whew, this girl. Yeah, again, that's pretty much it, and I will see you guys in the next videos. So, yeah. Ending with this. Just posing for you guys. Don't focus on me, focus on her. Alright, bye.